let's open up our web browser and let's get right to it, right? Let's get it, man. But everyone's doing well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome,
yeah.
awesome.
Once we get picked up, I'll be doing better. But
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. We all do better when we get paid, brother.
exactly.
All right. So let's start off with Symbility.net, the online version of Symbility's CMS system. We want to go ahead and then log into the online version, which is on your web browser. Now, the last time you guys had trouble logging in, did we figure that out? Was it Symbility.demo.net?
Yeah,
Where
that's
you
where I'm
guys
at
demo?
now.
Okay.
That's where I'm at now. I'm on the mobile claims demo version. You have to, because I was having a hard time with the original Symbility, and then if you do demo.symbility.net, then it allowed it and went through the whole process, and I opened it.
Okay. Okay. So that's something new that must have happened in the last month because Symbility.net still would allow you to log in without having a demo on it. So, but you're good. You logged in, able to get in. So let's go ahead and log in to our Claims Connect. Now, we discussed in the past that Symbility's mobile claims communicates with the Claims Connect, which is basically Symbility.net. I'm going to be sharing my screen and my version. You guys able to see my screen?
Hmm.
All right, see my cursor moving around? Just want to make sure. All right, so we're going to start off on the main page. So the first page that you're going to see that pops up is going to be a page with all your claims that are loaded in. You guys are not going to have any. Um, you will have the test claim that we're going to create today. It should populate in this window. So what I basically try to do when I try to filter my main page here, on the side, I always do either recent claims or all active claims. Um, when I am working in Symbility, right now I'm not doing any claims in Symbility, but when I'm normally working in it, I'll do my recent claims because I want to see which is the last claim I opened, which ones I worked in, which ones I received, which ones I populated first contact with. That way I stay abreast to the most recent claims that's been issued me, right? So typically, when you receive your claims, they'll all show up right here. I want to go over some settings that I want to help you guys set right in the beginning. I want you to set some presets. I'm not sure if we were able to do that online or in class, but let's go and let's set some presets. And the reason why I want to do this is that when you receive claims, you want to make sure that you're properly notified that you've received claims so that you can go ahead and populate your first contacts. Because it's nothing like receiving a claim today and you realize 2 days from now that you received the claim. And if we realize 2 days later that we received the claims, we've already failed at our obligations to reach out to the insured. Remember, we're obligated to make first contact within 24 hours of receiving that claim. So we don't want that to happen. I want to take you guys through a process that once you set up these preferences and these notifications, if someone sneezes next to your claim, you're gonna be notified that some activity happened near your claim. Okay. So here on the main page, you want to go over to where your name is at. You want to click on the ellipses right next to it, the down arrow, and we want to go over to notifications. You guys seeing that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Let's go over the notifications. Let's go ahead and set some of our notifications in place so that when we receive a claim or any of these activities take place with our claims, we'll be notified. Okay. Are we all at the notification page?
Thank you.
So once you're here in the ellipsis, you're going to click on the notifications. You able to follow me, Anthony, over there?
Yep.
You good? All right.
Yep.
We're going to read me say you're ready to go. So what we want to do, the first thing we want to do once we're in notifications, we want to go up here in the upper left-hand corner where it says create a new method. All right, that's going to be a method of notification. So you're going to go ahead and click on that. The first option it's going to give you is email. So you want to go ahead and type in your email address right here. If you wanted to title the email as personal email, business email, whatever, to help you to remember which email you're using, you can put that in the comment section. And then you're going to hit add. Once you hit add, you're going to see at the very top of this dialog box, you're going to see that your email is there as a message destination. Basically, where you're going to be notified. You want to go in and create a third method. By default, you already have internal, that you're going to always have that. So this is going to be your third method. And you're going to click text message. Okay? In message destination, you're going to put in your phone number. Okay? You're going to put in your phone number. Now, let me disconnect this sucker because it's going to try to keep. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. That's my keep switching to my phone. Not sure why, but I'm going to turn off the Bluetooth on my phone so you won't keep hearing that. So once you've created that destination, you're going to hit add. So up in the upper portion of this dialog box, you should have three methods of notifications. Internal, every time you log into your mobile claims connect, you're going to see that it goes through a synchronization. Then it's going to give you a whole page of notifications. That's your internal. Every time you log into mobile claims connect, it does give you that notification at that point. And then you got your text message and your email that you just created. So below here, it's going to be all the notifications that you want to be able to go ahead and sign up to be notified about. I'm going to go through each section, and I'm only going to point out the ones that I have that are singled out to be notified. You're going to notice that I have most of them, almost all the important ones are always going to be internal. I'm going to have some that are text message and maybe a couple that's an email. I probably won't be that's frank with you because, I got about 4 of them, 5. All right, 5 probably out of 50 because I just don't want to be inundated with emails. I'm sure you guys get enough emails, right?
Right.
Mhm.
So the first section is your subscription notification. All right, and the ones that I have highlighted are claims in progress. I have it set for it to give me an internal notification and a text message. Claim has been closed. Claim has been closed or canceled. Claim has been closed by cashing out with the insured. Claim has been closed and rendered invalid. Or claim has been closed. Well, no, not that one, the one beneath that. The claim has been reopened. So those 6 I have set to be notified. All right, whenever any of these activities happen, I set them to be notified. Now, you can click all of these depending on if you believe that they're important to you. Most of the times, the ones that I don't have checked is going to be activities that I possibly populated. So I don't need to be notified that I populated something. You guys following me?
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
however, if there's anything else that's important to you in this list, you go ahead and click how you want to be notified when these happen. Okay, you guys following me so far?
Yeah.
Yep.
And if you see anything here, you have a question of what that means, just feel free to interject, all right, and ask the question.
Okay.
The next section is going to be assignment life cycle. I only have the bottom 3 checked to be notified. The assignment has been marked as completed. That lets me know that the insurance carrier and my IA firm has closed that claim, and that's a done deal. The assignment has been marked as canceled, right? Or the assignment has been reopened. So this one is real important here. The assignment has been marked as canceled. There was one time I went out to do an inspection, and I got to the insurance house, and while I was there, I received a notification that that claim that I was inspecting had been canceled.
Uh,
So I stopped my inspection short, and I told the insured I'll be back in contact with them because I didn't want to give them the expectation that they still had an active claim. So I stopped the inspection and I got on the phone with my manager to figure out what's going on with that claim and found out that it was canceled because we did not have wind coverage. And these folks lived 300 yards from the ocean. This was during Hurricane Michael. And they had lost everything.
Mm.
Everything.
Wow.
They had a home, a carport, they had a whole 2-story detached garage. 2 stories. And did not have wind coverage. I mean, dude, I was such in shock. I was like, I was literally in tears when I walked away from that insurance because I was hurting from like, wow, part of it was their ignorance, but the other part is like, what I'm saying, just the human side of you, it lost everything. So at that point, the only thing that we could have done was give them a rejection, and they could try to go out and get something from FEMA. Once they get the rejection letter. So that's really important, man. I'm highlighting that because, like I said, that happened real time, and I was glad that I was notified because I didn't want to leave there and give them the impression that they had coverage. You know,
Did you
just
did you know at the time? You
no,
called the manager while you were there?
that's right. When I stopped the inspection, I told them, "Excuse me," went to my truck, and I called the manager. Said, "Hey, I'm here inspecting this claim. What's going on with it?" I just got notification that it was canceled and said, "Oh yeah, according to the policy, they do not have any wind coverage."
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to be sure not to give them the impression that they had coverage. All right.
Yeah.
So I had to make sure I didn't give them the impression that they had coverage because you want to set the expectation at that inspection. You want to make sure you set that expectation for that insured when you're there at the inspection. Set the expectations. All right. So that was really important for me, man. I'll never forget that claim, dude. And every time I talk about it, I feel tears welling up in my eyes, man, because you're gonna have situations that people are going to be devastated,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, some people are not going to have coverage, and you may be there just to give them a rejection, so that they can get that rejection letter and take it to FEMA or whatever government agency that's going to try to supplement and help them with their damages. All right. I don't know how anybody could hate this country. I know this country has a lot of flaws, but there's not a lot of countries that help us in times of need. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The way that this country does. Like, does that natural disasters?
Right.
What other country does what this country does with all its flaws? You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So, God bless America, man. All right. So, estimate life cycle. First, when the estimate is ready for review, and you guys can understand, why that is. The estimate
Mhm.
has been rejected. That's an important one, right? You want to know when your estimate is rejected. Estimate has been rejected, but has been reversed as an approval. You know what I'm saying? Estimate has been approved. So those are important notifications. So, like I said earlier, estimate has been completed. That's going to be an activity that I populated. So I don't need to be notified that I completed my own estimate. Know what I mean? So the next one is revision life cycle. The only one I do not have checked is the first one. The revision is ready for review. I have the revision has been rejected, revision has been completed, revision has been rejected or reversed to an approval. Revision has been approved. Okay, so I have those selected and I have internal and text message to be notified. You guys have any questions so far?
No.
All right. All right. Um, the next section is assignment and participation. I have all of these here. And the ones that I have for the email are the first four. Claim has been assigned to your company. Your company has been unassigned from the claim. A claim has been assigned to you, and you have been unassigned from the claim. Now, if you were to take a guess, why do you think I have those selected? Why do you think that's important for me to be emailed about those 4 things? If you were to take a guess, let's say from liability perspective.
Claim has been assigned to another.
Why would I
It
choose?
lets it lets you know if you're if you're going to be active on that claim or you're not. So I mean,
So, where did I lose you guys?
oh no, you were saying about the importance of those first four, and I was just stating that because obviously it'll tell you if a claim has been unassigned to you, so you know that you don't have to be actively on top of it, or if it's been assigned to you, obviously you have a time limit to meet the expectations.
Mhm. And
So
also, to create a paper trail. You know what I'm saying? So if I had a claim assigned to my company and there's another adjuster from another company work
mhm.
that claim, I have an email that says I received this claim at such and such a time, and I have a timestamp.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
that's like a paper trail for me to be able to keep track of. All right. And, company has been unassigned from the claim. My responsibilities have been relieved. Claim has been assigned to you, and you have been unassigned from the claim. So I have all of those highlighted. The next one is claim ownership. I also have all of those checked to be notified. All right. Ownership of a claim has been acquired, has been released. Ownership of a claim you own has been requested by another user. That's important, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody trying to get ownership of my claim. Claim that you have requested to be notified of when the current owner has released ownership is now available. Okay, like someone that you're allowed to have ownership of it, when they release it, you get notified that they released it. Here's one that's really important. An administrator revoked your ownership of a claim, making it available to others. So, when do you think someone would revoke your ownership on this claim?
You haven't probably made up your phone call.
That's right. That's right.
You're not following the steps.
That's right. You're getting
Mhm.
that claim taken away from you. So, a lot of the justices have done this in the past where um, they've been told that the ownership of the claim is no longer theirs. Give me 1 second, guys. I have my wife at the door. Thank you, my love. My wife brought me another set of headsets in case my bowl starts acting up. I'm gonna switch it out. Um, so what was that question I just said? Oh, we talked about administration revoking ownership, right? So in the past, you have adjusters that try to hold IA firms hostage because they have the claim and do not want to release it so that the adjusting firm can continue to work it. Well, they think if I hold on to it, you can't give it to somebody else to work it. Well, Symbility, we don't have that problem. We just go in there and revoke your ownership and kick you out of that claim. You know what I'm
Oh wow.
saying? So for whatever reason, if they're not working it in a timely manner, they're not submitting it, they're not working through their claim, they can just revoke ownership and give it to someone else. Okay, so you can't, that way an adjuster cannot hold an adjusting firm hostage with that claim, but they don't want to submit their work. So this is unlike Exactimate where you have your ESX and it's allotted to you that file. Well, here in Symbility, it could just revoke it and take over that claim. Okay. Miscellaneous, I have all of them marked. A claim participant inputs a journal entry and sends notification of it. A claim has been uploaded to Claims Connect. Water mitigation daily measures have been uploaded to Claims Connect. A claim does not follow a rule. A form has been shared with your company. All right. EagleView. So this is something new. We didn't always have this section here in EagleView. Therefore, you see, I don't even have it notified. All right. So I want to be able to set where it says Eagle Roof Plan have been completed. So I want to set that. I'm going to set those two.
Now, see on mine, the last one I have under my list like that is miscellaneous. That's the
Yep,
last. Okay.
that, that is correct because you have to have the company that you work for turn hover integration on. You're not going to have that. And Eagle View on.
Okay.
Okay.
All
So
right.
you have to have an IA firm that activates that. You go request it, but they're going to be the ones that activate it to make that accessible to you.
Got it.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Any questions so far with these notifications, guys?
No.
Okay.
What was Eagle View? Was that the middle one? Was the only one that you checked once it's been completed?
That is correct. The last one is checked automatically.
Okay. It's not checked in the email. Did you want it
No,
email checked?
nope, don't want it checked. Talking about either one of them because I like to cut down on my emails. You know what I'm saying? But you can select to have it emailed to you. That's just my preference.
Okay.
You know, me being text, I feel like it's good enough for me because, like I said, it's just my preference. And and here's another thing to help you understand why this is new because Eagleviewed never used to provide XML files for Stability. You
That's
couldn't use it Eagleviewed with Stability. So this is relatively new. I
mhm.
don't think this was here when we had class. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So this is relatively new. So they've updated this to make EagleView now providing XML files. And before Hover never used to provide ESX files. But last year they changed it so that you can pull a Hover report and download an ESX file for Xactimate. Before you couldn't.
Mm.
So they're realizing they need to start getting on board with Symbility. All right. So we're all good here on the notifications.
Yes.
Also, what I want you to be able to set,
Do you want us to click save?
yeah, go ahead and click save. Thank you, Ruben.
Got it.
All right.
All right, you want to go ahead and click save. Another preference that I want you to be able to set, I'm going to open up one of these claims. You see in the upper section here, when I open up the claim, you have the map on one side and you
Mhm.
have a picture of the house on the right side.
Mhm.
Right? So by default, you don't have that set that way. These windows will be empty. So I'm going to help you set up your default views so that every time you open a claim, you have a map that shows up on the left side, and you have a
Mhm.
picture of the home that shows up on the right side every time you open it. And that's important. That way, you know that if you're dealing with a two-story house or a high and steep house, you'll know that immediately.
Right.
So the first thing that should pop in your mind, if that roof is high and steep, I need to order a ladder assist. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yes.
that's what this helps. It not only gives you a preview of what the home looks like, but it gives you a first alert that I need to order a ladder assist if I think that roof is not climbable
Mhm.
for me. Okay. So let's go back in that ellipsis next to your name. Okay. You want to go into preferences. Okay. Here are some additional settings that you can set in your preferences. But we want to go down to the very bottom to deal with the ones that we're talking about. You want to, where it says integrated map, show the map and street view, and you want to select all of these. So every time you go to any one of these tabs in that claim, you'll have a map view and a street view. So go ahead and select every last one of these. And then you're going to select the third option at the
Okay.
bottom where it says map and street view. You can do one or the other, or you can do both. So we want to do map and street view.
Got it.
All right, we good?
Hmm.
All right, and then go ahead and select save. So what would be a good practice for you as well? I would encourage you, click on the ellipsis next to your name again. You want to go over to company info. Remember, this is your company.
I want you to make note of your Symbility ID number. This ID number we're going to need for us to be able to add you on as a vendor to our system for you to be able to receive claims.
finish your profile. All right. If you have not done it already, do your profile. Now, I would not encourage you to put your home address here because we'll make that information public to anybody else. Okay. If you have a mailing address or a P.O. box, you want to input that information. All right. Create yourself a logo. This is your company. As an independent adjuster, you are your company. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
So make sure every time it talks about a company, company type, company name, that's your company. Okay. And then you're going to hit save once you've completed that. You guys want a couple minutes to complete any information, or you good? You'll go back to it.
I'll go back to it.
I'll go back.
Yeah, I'll go back to it.
Yeah. So just make yourself a note. And also you want to scroll down. Go back to your name, click on the ellipses next to your name, and you want to scroll down to letterheads. Okay. You want to select letterheads. So this is going to be important when you guys are working for an IA firm. They're going to email you a letterhead and logo with the information, and you want to create the different letterheads that's going to go on your estimate. And make sure you create one for your company as well, because the beautiful thing about both of these softwares, Xactimate and Symbility, you can utilize them for reasons beyond adjusting. You can use them for home inspections. You know, you can use them if you're writing an estimate for a roofing company or general contractor. So I was encouraging you guys to create a letterhead for yourself, all right? For you to be able to utilize this platform for your adjusting career and any other careers that you may add to your repertoire. And the way you would create it, you would click here to create a new letterhead. All right, it's kind of self-explanatory. And you go ahead and add the information. Okay, any questions so far regarding the letterhead? Okay.
Nope.
So your lines 1, 2, 3, and 4 would be your additional information: company name, address, email, phone number, whatever you want to show up on your letterhead. And then you're going to click save. Okay. So we've went over thus far how to set your notifications, how to set up your preferences for you to be able to see a map view and a street view of every claim that you click on. We went over talking about going over your company information, making sure you complete that profile of your company. And we also went over and we talked about creating letterheads, all right, for our company and as well as any other IA firm. So if I'm working, for an example, I'm working a claim for CRU, I want to come in here into my Claims Connect. Before I work the claim, I want to come into my Claims Connect. I want to select the company I'm working for because that's the letterhead I want to show up on my estimate. You guys following me?
Mhm.
And then I will hit save, and then I would synchronize my mobile claim so that it can update the letterhead that's going to populate on my estimate. Okay? We good so far, guys?
Got it.
Got it.